Welcome back to ESPN's continuing live coverage of the GEICO Plastic Ball Championship through 5.5 frames. We are even, and we take a look at our Lumber Liquidators. Know the wood, the oil pattern a little altered this week, Randy.
Well, it's the same pattern in terms of shape, with the outside part of the lane being drier than the center. The difference, though, this week, it's still the same distance, but it's half the volume.
The cheetah oil pattern, 36 feet. 300 games this week. Pete Weber, though, did bowl a 299 at one point, and Weber on the bench right now after having bowled a emphatic ham bone. Ditto for Chris Barnes. So now Barnes opens up his 6th frame, looking for 5 in a row.
Oh. Chris Barnes did some amazing stuff in match play this week. The first 3 games in each match, Chris Barnes averaged 273. That's right, 273 with a plastic ball. 797 at Brad Angelo the first 3, 828 against Couch, and 837 against Mike Devaney. Plastic ball.
And he liked that in the fact that he was bowling the first match today. Continue kind of that quick start, good momentum.
All right, let's take a look at what Chris Barnes is doing. Notice that he's deeper on the left lane than he is on the right lane. 12 board on the left lane, 8-9 board on the right lane. And check out the speed and how accurate these players are with speed control.
We asked Chris yesterday, what is the key for you? Instead of location, 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 speed, speed, speed.
I think for Chris Barnes, this is a golden opportunity for him, because the only thing that he has to process today is making good shots in those little micro adjustments. Today with this equipment, it's not 3, 4, 5, 6 board moves. It's a half a board. It's maybe 1 board with the feet, 1 board with the target. A lot less guesswork involved when using a plastic ball.
Weber drops the nickel. Starting to flex those pipes. There you go. Show us those guns. Take a look at the Denny's Player of the Year points list. Your leaders did not travel to Denver this week. Chris Barnes, though, with a victory, he would now have 32 points and jump into 4th place on the Player of the Year standings, should Barnes win the tournament today. Make it 6.
You're probably wondering why Pete Weber's pin carry is so strong using a 15-pound plastic ball. It's because of his rotation. He's got more rotation than any of the other players. More side roll. Keeps the pins low, mixes them up, and that's why Pete Weber's bowling ball hits so much better than most everybody else's this week. Again,
every bowler this week rolling with a purple plastic ball. It is the same ball. The only choice the bowlers had was, what weight do you want? Do you want a 15-pounder or do you want a 16-pounder? I believe it was 300 bowling balls the PBA brought in. A lot of these balls are going to go on the PBA.com's auction site after this tournament. His 6th strike of the match.
Oh, here.
2nd in a row after a spare in the 6th. Take a look at the tournament averages this week here in Wheat Ridge.
How about what Chris Barnes averaged in match play? How about almost 250? 249.69. Staggering numbers on any oil pattern. You're using plastic that's strong.
Oof. Barnes took a lot of time setting up for that effort in the foundation frame.
Well, and there's the lack of pin carry for Chris Barnes. He leaves that shaker 5, and this ball is pretty good. He likes it.
And Barnes admitted to us yesterday that he practiced at home for a few days with his old Pepsi spare ball, which is a plastic ball, and he would take on his kids, the twins, Ryan and Troy, and it was basically 2v1. He'd take their scores versus Dad. Twins, they won. Because Barnesy, as he told us, I couldn't throw doubles. I wasn't having a whole lot of fun. You're getting beat up by Ryan and Troy, but when Ryan and Troy were watching the live scoring through the week, they're like, all right, Dad, we'll cut you a little bit slack. It's a little tougher than we give the old man credit for. Weber with a 13-pin lead. Here's his effort in the 9th. He's on a tear. Stand back.
Yeah, and right there, Pete Weber just took a 23-pin lead and can close this one. He can close this one out right here in the 10th frame. You can see Pete Weber with that extra loft. That's because of how hard he's trying to grab it and hit it at the bottom of the swing to create more power, more hitting power.
The double ham bone moves him on. Oh, impressive.
Yeah, Pete needed any kind of mark here in the 10th frame to move on to the title match, and, well, that's pretty much perfect.
And this from a guy who started off with an open frame 9th in the first and then went spare. Since then, nothing but strikes. 9 in a row. Come on. Now, we've seen him the last couple weeks on television. He's got the confidence back, but maybe under the lights, he didn't quite see it. During the week, he was comfortable. He liked where he was. This is the first time I've seen him on television in a while where you are fearful to bowl him. Yeah. He's pointing to the back as he is back.
Yeah, it looks like the PDW of old. We'll see if he can maintain that momentum in the title match.
So Chris Barnes will go to 1-4 on TV this season. Last year's Player of the Year had some TV issues last season, and I hesitated to bring it up to him again this year. And yesterday, he said, I enjoy bowling on TV. That's why I'm out here, is to bowl on Sundays. And there's not much I would have really changed, on my Sunday appearances.
Well, in any format, a one-game match is tough, and there is no margin for mistakes in a one-game match.
269, 226. Weber moves on. Women return a plastic-induced flashback to 93. And Randy takes us through the bowling ball timeline. Looking forward to that one.